Okay, today's talk, I want to talk about Florida's new law that you have to take a drug test to get your welfare check. This should be common sense. As any job, you have to take a drug test before now. And as a truck driver I was for 17 years, I had to take random drug tests to keep my job. And if you want to say there's a difference, no, there's not. Welfare, you're getting paid for nothing. A job, you get paid for producing. So if we have to take a drug test to get a job to produce something for society and keep taking random drug tests to keep producing stuff for society, collecting our pay, then by God, they should have to take a drug test to get a free check, to get free food, to get free housing. They should take a drug test for welfare, for food stamps, for SSI. They need to take drug tests for all of them, just like we do for our jobs. We have so many. Just the other day I read on the internet and seen an ad. So many people in the grocery store, I'll say you $200 worth of food stamps for $100. And the woman that did this said that the girl that was trying to do this, you could tell by her eyes she was higher than a kite. You go on the internet, you can type in $200 for $100 food stamps. And there's websites about how they do it. There's websites to show you how to do it. Now, that is ridiculous, because if they're trading their food stamps that is to get food for money, you know they're buying drugs, alcohol, or something that they're not supposed to have. And HUD, housing, my God, look at the houses we have that are full of drugs, full of people growing pot while the government's paying their housing, paying their bills and everything else, and they're growing pot. Just was on the news 15 minutes ago here in Ohio. They caught somebody in Dayton, drug house, on welfare, bills paid by HUD, our housing paid by HUD. The woman was collecting WIC, and they got 45 pot plants growing in their house, valued at over $100,000. I mean, come on. Get realistic. If they were doing drug testing for all this stuff, there'd be less people getting it. And you know, some of the people might say, well, smoking a joint isn't worth not getting no food or not having a house to live in, so I'll just quit smoking the joint. And yeah, if you want to start doing alcohol tests for them too, that'll be the next question. Everybody will say, well, if you're going to do drug tests, why not do alcohol tests? I agree. Let's do alcohol tests. Because you don't need to be a drunk getting your booze off the system for people that work hard and everything else. It's just beyond belief that people will think that this violates their constitutional rights. Their constitutional rights only apply to them if they're abiding by the laws of the land. Prisoners in prison do not have all their rights. Military people that commit a crime have no rights. So why do you get to keep your rights if you're breaking our drug laws, our drunk driving laws, our child abuse laws? If you're breaking any of them, why do you still say we're violating your constitutional rights if we want to make you take a test to see if you're competent enough or safe enough to, you know, have your kids, have your family, be in a house that somebody else is paying for, anything else? Drug tests are just an obvious answer to everything. So many times I see good, in this area I live in, nice, good houses that HUD pays for. These people go in, and after they're in there for 6 months or a year, they move out or they get arrested for something, and the house is destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Writing on the walls, holes in the wall, bathroom towel done, copper pipes taken out and sold to get more money. It's ridiculous that they get to do that. And if we had more testing, I think drug testing alone would stop 90% of that. Because if they're not in there, because they can't get the check, they can't get the food stamps, they can't get the welfare, they can't get the HUD, because they didn't pass the drug test, there's going to be less damage done. It's just, I find it absurd that the UCLA, NAACP, Southern Poverty Law League, all these fight for this kind of stuff. Say it's discrimination. It's not discrimination. It's wanting people to be good, honest, law-abiding, live up to the world that they live in citizens. Thank you.